Hi guys, Dr. Wendy Dearborn here from the Laws of Attraction in Action, and of course, you and the Laws of Attraction. Well guys, welcome, and welcome. Today, I want to talk about the simple art of forgiveness. And kicking off tomorrow, I am challenging my group, and I'm challenging the people who follow me and my work to begin the process of forgiveness. And we're going to do a 21 days of forgiveness. Now, it's not hard. It's not even remotely hard. Doing this isn't hard. What is a challenge, perhaps, is being disciplined enough to do what it is that you need to do, i.e. do what it is that you need to do, and that's to do the work. So once again, my name's Dr. Wendy Dearborn. I talk about many things, and one of the things that I am passionate about is the laws, and that's plural, the laws of attraction, and people understanding how they work, so that you can apply what you hear now. You can apply what I'm saying. You can apply it in a way that works best for you. Okay? So anything that you hear me say on this podcast, it isn't written in stone for you, but it's written in stone for me. That being said, I do have the ability, as I'm doing now, to share information with you so that you are able to, and I literally mean this, guys, you are able to take this information and use it in a way that is beneficial for you. So once again, guys, I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborn, and you are with me on You and the Laws of Attraction. This is actually my new podcast. I haven't done too much with it. I've had lots of stuff going on in my life, but I have made the commitment to really start moving forward and doing more of the things that I love, just getting back on track and doing more of the things that I love. So that being said, forgiveness. Today we're going to talk about forgiveness. What is it? How can it benefit you? What do you need to be doing? Today we're going to talk about forgiveness. So, I just lost my thing here. Today we're going to talk about forgiveness. So guys, we will be right back. Okay guys, you are live with Dr. Wendy Dearborn, and again, today we're talking about forgiveness and the power that it can have in your life. So let's start with this as a basic. What is forgiveness? Okay, and I'm not talking about forgiveness from the perspective per se as the laws of attraction, or as a law within the laws of attraction. But forgiveness in itself, it gives you the ability to free yourself. Forgiveness gives you the permission to let go of people, places, and things that are no longer relevant in your life. It gives you the permission to let go of things that do not serve you, and you serving them for that matter. Forgiveness, as I said earlier in the video that I did about the forgiveness project, the 21-day forgiveness project, it gives you an opportunity to release and let go. And release and let go in such a way that it's beneficial to you. When you are in a perpetual state of unforgiveness, what truly happens for you is your energy, your time, your space, your life is being used up on something that cannot be changed. And that's one of the greatest things. I think that's what, for me, one of the greatest things that I find truly sorrowful about how people choose to live their lives. Because at the end of the day, this is all about choice. Is they choose to live their life as serial unforgivers. And their life is taken up. Do you know how much energy is taken up by that or with that? Forgiveness has to start with self. And before I get off on that track, let me just say this. In regard to the universal laws, and I say laws of attraction, forgiveness actually releases you from old hurts and injustices that you feel have been perpetrated against you and that you may have perpetrated against somebody else. It gives you freedom. It gives you freedom. And that's freedom of others, and it gives you freedom to authentically express yourself. The law of forgiveness allows you to embrace the divine flow as it flows through you and it flows through others, which basically means it allows you to experience people where they're at. It allows you to see the divinity in other people. The law of forgiveness allows you to say, do you know what? This is not going to control my life. You see, when you are in a state of unforgiveness, what is happening for you is life and the circumstances of life where you find yourself are controlling you. You are not controlling it. And the name of the game is you need to be in some semblance of control over your life. Otherwise, you're going to be dragged through life every step of the way. And we all know what it feels like to be dragged somewhere and put somewhere where you really don't want to be. Life is about you and your choices. And forgiveness is a choice. Forgiveness is a total and utter choice. And it's nobody else's business if you choose to forgive and or not. You see, when people, I was watching a documentary and it was about, I was watching a documentary and really and truly it was about man's true inhumanity and injustice to man at levels that have absolutely, there are so many levels of wrongness to that. It goes on ad infinitum. Okay. And this one woman chose to forgive. And many other people who had the shared physical experience were totally incensed that after, all that had been done to them, all that they had experienced, the loss that they had experienced, the people were totally incensed that she could forgive. Totally incensed. But what they didn't realize was that she understood that to remain in that state, in that unforgiving state, was slowly killing her. It was torturous. And in order to break free so that she could be free to be who she is and allow her to embrace the divinity that flows through others, she had to forgive. She had to forgive. Forgiveness is a powerful medium. It truly is, guys. It is a powerful medium. It's also vitally important that you create a space for forgiveness in your life and a daily space for forgiveness in your life. Because without it, it makes it exceedingly difficult for you to manifest the things that you say that you want. Unforgiveness has toxicity attached to it. Unforgiveness, and this toxicity, it can actually manifest in many ways, including ill health. But it can also hit you in your pocketbook. It can also hit your bank account. It can also hit you in the relationship category. It can also hit you within the career category, within your ability to be creative, your ability to think. It can hit you on every level that is perceivable for you in regard to you making a life and moving forward in life as you want to. Forgiveness has to start with you. Forgiveness has to start with you. And hear me clearly when I say there's this adage out there, this old adage that says, oh, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. The name of the game is, guys, when you forgive, automatically you won't forget if it's something that you don't need to forget. But when you say something like, oh, I'll forgive, but I won't forget, don't you realize that you're still holding yourself in bondage? You're still holding yourself in bondage, because when you say and you truly forgive somebody, no, you won't forget. Forgiveness isn't about condoning somebody's actions towards you or things that have been perpetrated against you and or your family. That's not what forgiveness is about. Okay? It's not about that. It's not about letting somebody off for doing something that they have done that they shouldn't have done. It's not about that. It's not about giving somebody a hall pass and saying, that, oh no, it's okay, I understand, I forgive you. It's not about that. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong. And wrong as you see it, let me phrase it this way, wrong as you see it is wrong. It's not about letting somebody off the hook. It's not about condoning somebody's bad behavior. It's not about turning the other cheek, might I add. Turning the other cheek has nothing to do with forgiveness. True forgiveness of self and of others, or should I say true forgiveness, actually starts with yourself. You have to be able to forgive yourself. And forgiveness is a powerful, inspirational tool for healing. And it truly will transform every facet of your life. Once again, to forgive doesn't mean to forget. However, if you set the intention that way, it creates a whole different energy. Forgiveness means you have a choice, or you've made a choice not to hold yourself in bondage with mental baggage that pulls you under. Start the process of forgiving and watch how your life will and does transform. Forgiveness actually frees up, as I said in the video earlier today, it frees up mental real estate. It frees up spiritual real estate. It frees up physical real estate, emotional real estate, creative real estate. And guys, we need all the real estate that we can get, because we are building our lives as we speak. We're building our lives every day. We're building our lives with every word that comes out of our mouths. We are building our lives. We need all the real estate that we can get. And instead of having our real estate with things that no longer serve us, or dilapidated, broken down structures, guys, use forgiveness to clear the space so that you can create the life that you want to live. Forgiveness creates space. Space in your life for you to utilize the power of your spoken word to create that which you say that you want. Now, how powerful is that, guys? How powerful is that? How truly powerful is that? Forgiveness gives you an opportunity, a true opportunity to create the life that you want to live. Why? Because when you forgive, you let go of people, places, and things that have no relevance, no importance in your life. Things that you have that have been keeping you under or pulling you under. There is so much freedom to be had with forgiveness. And when you are forgiving, and when you're truly forgiving without malice or without rancor, you free yourself. You free yourself. So, what do you really need to do to forgive? Well, it all starts out with a choice. What is it that you are choosing to do for you? Okay, guys? It starts out with a choice. It starts out with perhaps not wanting to feel the way that you're feeling. Because you see, unforgiveness, as I said before, acts on the body physically. It creates physical stress and tension. It creates a dis-ease or disease within the body. So the desire to forgive may come from the fact that I don't want to feel unwell anymore. The desire to forgive may mean I want to move forward in my life. What is it that you are wanting in your life at this moment in time that you don't have? Could it be because you need to forgive? Could it be that you need to let go of a situation that can only be let go of by you saying, I forgive myself? Yeah, guys, that's right. You heard me. I forgive myself. And that's a big one. That's huge. That's absolutely huge, guys. Absolutely huge. The ability to say, I forgive myself for what has happened to me. Do you know what kind of empowerment that is? Forgiveness allows you to take complete ownership of your life. Ownership of your life. It allows you to take accountability for your life. It allows you to be responsible for every facet of your life. And when you can do that, you're free. And I don't know how to explain this to you guys, other than you are truly free. When you are able to do that, you are free. And there's no price, absolutely no price that can be put on that feeling of freedom. That feeling that says, I can do and I can be all that I choose and want to be. There is absolutely no price that can be put on that. Forgiveness is one of the major building blocks in the laws of attraction. Okay, guys? So within the laws of attraction, and not the law, it is one of the major building blocks within the law of attraction. And if you are a praying person, if you're a person who, instead of using affirmations, which for me, affirmations and prayers are the same thing. So if you're a praying person, understand that your prayers are hard pressed to be answered if there is forgiveness needed, particularly around the situation that you're praying on or praying for. Forgiveness is huge. For those of you who read scripture, it's all over that. Forgiveness. Within the metaphysical and or spiritual and or new thought ministry, whatever, new age, whoever and whatever. Forgiveness is huge. And it's huge for that reason, or the reason being that in order for you to move on and use the creative energy, the God-given energy that is yours to use through prayer, through affirmation, through chanting, or whatever it is, or however you're going to use it, it's there for you to use. As I said earlier, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Your real estate, your spiritual real estate, is at a premium. Forgiveness builds a foundation upon which you stand. Okay? It builds a foundation and has built the foundation upon which you stand. Unforgiveness has the ability to erode your foundation. Like I mentioned, the dilapidated and broken down structures that are within your life. And when I say about, sort of like the dilapidated and broken down structures, I'm talking about people, places and things. I'm not just talking about perhaps the car that you need, the new car that you need, or the home that you're living in. I'm talking about people as well. Dilapidated, broken down relationships that have served their purpose. They've had their season in the sun. And there's no reason for them to be in your life other than you might be holding on because something happened and you're just really pissed off. And you're angry about it. And you keep it just in the forefront of your mind. Just in the forefront. Guys, you're wasting your time. Let go of it. Let go of it. As I said a little while ago, unforgiveness creates reactions within the body physically. It also hits you emotionally. Your emotions have the ability to hit the nervous system. The nervous system has the ability to hit, I'm going to use your hormonal system. You don't understand why you're always crying or why you always feel depressed, or you're seeing shadows and as we call them, doppy. You're seeing shadows and things that aren't really there. Yeah? You're seeing shadows and you're experiencing people that aren't things that aren't really there. Unforgiveness can drive you crazy. It zaps your energy. It zaps your energy. In order for you to begin manifesting what it is that you say that you want, you need to actually make changes in your life. You need to make serious changes in your life. And those changes in your life have to be in alignment with what you want. What you want cannot be incongruent with what you're thinking. Okay? If you want peace and harmony in your life, if you want to live in, whatever neighborhood, and you want whatever house and whatever car, and you want X amount of pounds, dollars, yen, guilder, where else have I lived? Pounds, dollars, guilder, francs, blah, blah. You want whatever money you want in your bank. Understand that your spiritual currency, which will affect your physical currency, needs to be right. And you truly can get right by forgiving. You truly can get right by forgiving. Okay, so the 21-day forgiveness program, what is this? What is it? Well, it's really something that's really very, very simple. I devised it. It's very simple. And I usually go for simplicity, despite how I may talk in, colorful terms and, yada, yada, yada. When it comes down to the basics, I actually look for simplicity. I find that's the easiest way to work for me personally. And it's the easiest for people to take whatever it is that I am putting out there and tweak it, turn it, and or toss it away, but tweak it and turn it so that it suits you. So while we're on that, let me just say this. Anything that I say to you is really pertinent to me. I'm sharing with you information that is pertinent to me. That being said, you need to do you, boo. You need to do you. You need to take whatever I say and twist it, bend it, mold it, and as I just said before, throw it away. It's not about me giving you information and you being a carbon copy of me. That's not what this is about. This is about giving you a handy-dandy tool that you can work with so that you can, should you choose, create the life that you want to live. Forgiveness is all about choice. And choice is the first law in the laws of attraction. And understand, guys, not to flog this horse, but it's not the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a part of the laws of attraction. Okay? So forgiveness is a part of the law of attraction or the laws of attraction. In order for you to begin manifesting what you want, and not have to go through some of these bloody hurdles that you find yourself going through, you need to start setting up a foundation that is clear, a foundation that is concise, a foundation that is ready to have the seeds planted so they can come into fruition or they can grow into that which you say that you want. The 21-day forgiveness program really does make a powerful change in your life. Some of the things that you may have found that have been bothering you, you find don't bother you anymore. Some of the people who you found that you really had angst with, I mean like serious, as they say, you seriously had an axe to grind with them, you'll find that you'll bury the hatchet, but it won't be in their back. You'll find that things that mattered to you don't really matter anymore. And they don't really matter anymore because you will realize as you move through this process, this 21-day process, that it served its purpose. And perhaps like myself, you'll realize that some of that weight that you've been carrying from the divorce or the breakup or the loss of the home going into foreclosure and, or your kids going wild and you having no control. Some of the things that you have been carrying as a burden, you will find that will be lifted from you. And that you have a newfound sense of freedom. This is what the 21-day forgiveness program should do, or has the ability to do. It's as I was saying, the universal laws of attraction is all about choice. It starts with choice. Your life is predicated upon the choices that you make. Yeah? Bottom line. Whether you make these choices consciously or unconsciously, it doesn't matter. Wherever you find yourself in life right now, this moment, is a result of the choices that you have made. Whatever has happened in your life in the past is a result of the choices you have made. Whatever is going to happen in the future will be, and you got it, guys, a result of the choices that you make. Your life is built upon the choices that you make. So choose this day. Choose this now. Choose now to join us tomorrow in the Forgiveness Project. And guys, the project is you. You're your greatest project. You are your greatest, I don't know, what do you want to call it? I say project, but you're your greatest project. You are the Michelangelo in this lump of marble. You know, you're the hope diamond that the diamond cutter saw, or let's put it this way, the miner, and perhaps the gem people. I don't know what they're called actually, but I was going to say gemologist, but I don't think that's the right name. Somehow I'm going to have to look that up. But you know, the person who collects gems. Everybody saw something, but you are that for yourself. You have to see within you your worth. You truly do have to see your worth. I can't see your worth for you. Do you know, if people could do that, and I mean really do that, this world would be a different place altogether. But you have to do these things for you. As I've said on numerous shows before, in the old show that I used to do, the old podcast, I can't breathe for you and you can't breathe for me. That's like I can't eat for you and expect you to live. You can't eat for me and I can't expect to live if you're eating for me. In the same way, having thoughts, negative thoughts or unforgiving thoughts about other people that border on malicious, that border on whatever, is like me drinking poison and expecting you to die. That shit don't work. That's not how that works. That doesn't even remotely work like that. You drink poison, guess what? It's you that's going to have the problem. So guys, let's start working on this 21-day forgiveness project. Let's start working. Okay, guys, so inhale, exhale, take a moment. We're going to inhale, exhale, take a moment, and we're going to get ourselves together so that we can start looking at what this process is and what is involved in the 21-day forgiveness project. Okay guys, the 21-day forgiveness project. As I said before, this is all about you and actually setting up a foundation so that you are able to manifest what it is that you say that you want in your life. Bottom line, bam. It's about getting rid of limiting beliefs. It's about getting rid of behaviors. It's about getting rid of people, places, and things that no longer serve you. It's about organizing your internal world so your external world will actually manifest the way in which you want it to. It's about clearing out your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual real estate. It's about creating space so that that which you want to come into your life has somewhere to come. You see, if you don't have anywhere to, if you don't have the space for what you want to come in, it's not coming in. I don't care who you are. You need to make space. You know, you need a new sofa or a new settee, and your living room is full. In order for it to fit in and fit in properly, something has to go out, or you need bigger real estate. Something has to go so something can come in. So on my website, the Laws of Attraction in Action.com, on the tab, it's LOA courses. That's the tab. If you click on there, you'll see the 21-day forgiveness program. And on there's a couple of videos that I had done, and this was 2 years ago, actually, in 2017. There are 2 videos on there. Feel free to watch those. They just really they're talking about what I'm doing now, what I'm talking about now. In addition to that, you will be able to download your simple self-forgiving technique, because, as I said before, forgiveness starts with you. If you don't know what forgiveness is, you can't forgive anybody else. If you don't know what it is to forgive yourself and to know what that feels like, you won't be able to forgive anybody else. That's like, as I said in the video earlier this morning, if you don't know how to drive a car with a stick or a standard gear, you're not going to be able to teach anybody else. Now, you might be able to theorize all the live long day, but until you've actually done it and you know how to do it, you're not going to be able to show anybody else anything. Without that experience, you're not going to be able to do it. And that's the same thing with forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself first. So, with our simple forgiveness technique, if you are in agreement that forgiveness starts with you, then you can continue on and move forward with your life. That's if this is your belief. And if this is not your belief, hey, I get that. You know, I'm not it for you. I'm moving right along. So, the forgiveness technique, and this is you'll find this on the PDF when you download it. If you're in agreement that forgiveness has to start with you so that you can continue to move forward in your life and be able to forgive others too, then the simple technique that I'm about to outline now will assist you and support you in doing that. To help you to release and let go and or be at peace or any other situation or with any other situation in the past or that you might be experiencing now, this technique will assist and support you in doing that. But understand that forgiveness has to start with self. And you need to start there. The biggest critiques, the hardest critiques, and the hardest critics, the harshest critics, really and truly are us ourselves. We are so harsh on self. If we treated ourselves, if we treated people in general the same way that we do ourselves, we wouldn't have anybody in our lives. And I mean absolutely anybody. That includes the dog, the cat, the goldfish. We wouldn't have anybody in our lives. We are really, really, really harsh on self. We are also very unforgiving of self. You know, the thing that you did 25 years ago, you know, you didn't invite, I don't know, you didn't invite your best friend at the time who you were on the outs with to your sweet 16 birthday party. You guys made up after, but you've never forgiven yourself because it, you know, you thought it was wrong. Well, yeah, it was wrong, but you can't go back and change it. So guys, forgive yourself. You've tried to atone. You've put up with all her crappy behavior because she's realized that she has something over you, even if she doesn't know it consciously. And you've put up with all this crap for what? Because she didn't go to the party? Let it go. Let it go. Enough. Let it go. The journey of forgiveness isn't without its challenges. Okay? And it's not. It can bring up things that you thought long dead. It can bring up things that are really traumatic. It can bring up all sorts of things. You can have all sorts of experiences. So it's not without its challenges. And based on what has happened to you in your life, you may feel that others should be begging you for your forgiveness. Really? Can I see a show of hands? You feel that people should beg you because of what you feel they have done to you. You may also feel that you have nothing to forgive yourself for, which was me. Based on everything that I had experienced, I've got nothing to forgive myself for. What? All those trials and tribulations that I've been through? Forgive myself? How dare you even begin to formulate your lips to say that I need to forgive me? What the hell? Who do you think you are? But the reality is that you have a lot that you need to forgive yourself for. In actual fact, everything that has happened in your life that you have found to be distasteful and hurtful and all the other feelings that you've had that have created negativity in your life, those two are the things that you need to forgive yourself for. You really do. Because it's you who feel that way. It's you who are feeling those feelings. And once again, you cannot forgive nor receive forgiveness if you don't know what it feels like. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. If you don't know what a needle is, how are you going to find it in a haystack? It's as simple as that, guys. You know, some of this stuff really isn't that complicated, and I'm being really honest here. It's so simple that it becomes complex, because one of the things that we do is we like to, as I read a memes today, we like to overthink it, which means that we don't have clarity. So the clarity here, guys, is simple. In order for you to be able to forgive and to receive forgiveness, you must first know what it feels like. In order for you to know what it feels like, you must first forgive yourself. And that, my darlings, is no easy feat. Your journey to explore forgiveness of self is practiced each day, or each of the 21 days. And I'm going to be really honest with you. This is something that I do on a daily basis. I meditate. I am a daily meditator. And the art of forgiveness is something that I do daily, because let's face it, people really tick me off. All right. People have the ability to tick me off, rub me the wrong way. I have my emotional outpourings. You have the family this and the and the dramas and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, I need to work on forgiveness of self. It's a daily thing. And for me, I truly believe it's a daily thing that many, many people should be using. You may not agree, but again, I get to do that because it's me. That's my thought process. You don't think so? I'm cool with that. That's your thought process. So the journey to explore forgiveness of self is a practice, and it's practiced daily we're going to practice it daily for the next 21 days. Now, you get to choose whether you do this morning or in the noontime or in the evening. You get to choose. But whatever you do, select a time of day that works perfectly for you. And you need to ensure that you will not be disturbed. I mean, literally not be disturbed. And you need approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Choice is yours. It's that simple. 3 to 5 minutes for the next 21 days. Okay? All right? So that's what you need to commit to. And you're actually going to use the universal law of commitment and the universal law of discipline, which is huge. Okay? So here goes the technique. And again, you can find this on the website. It's downloadable. And of course, if you go to Facebook, the group, you can download it there. Go to files, click on files, and download your simple forgiveness technique, the PDF. So your technique. I'm gonna share with you 2 different types of techniques. One of them is simply this. Stand in front of a mirror. Okay. Take a 3 deep, and I mean deep, slow, rhythmic, deep inhalations. And when you breathe in, expand your lungs, drop your shoulders, push your shoulders back slightly, filling your lungs, filling all the way into your abdomen where your stomach kind of pushes out. Deep breaths. And as you do this, say to yourself, that you're relaxing. And as you exhale slowly, steady, rhythmically, and fully. 3 breaths like that. Remember, relax your shoulders, allowing them to move away from your ears, because that is really indicative of holding tension. That's what we do. I want you to look yourself in your eyes. And every time I read this makes me smile, because when you look yourself in your eyes, what happens is your eyes start darting from left to right and left to right. And which eye should I look at? Well, one of the things that I would say is that one eye is invariably more dominant than the others. And what I found is that actually changes given on any given day. But focus your attention and intention on your dominant eye. And then you'll repeat an affirmation 3 times. But I'm going to get to the affirmation in just a second. Some people actually find that mirror work is way too intense for them. It's too overwhelming. They can't do it. They are so uncomfortable looking at themselves that it causes anxiety. It causes stress. I used to do mirror work in my office, in my coaching practice, and I actually elected to stop because so many people found it so distressing. They literally found it so distressing that for me it worked out that we should explore whatever we're exploring a different way. It was just too much for some people. And if you find that you're someone who is really uncomfortable using the mirror, you can actually do this technique without the mirror. I used the mirror when I did mine, if I didn't say that before, but I used the mirror when I first did mine, and I'll share that with you in a hot second. If I didn't share it before, forgive me. But anyway, for people who this is too intense, what you need to do is sit comfortably where your back will be supported. It needs to be fairly straight, and or if you can sit up straight and you're comfortable, same thing. 3 deep inhalations. Make sure you keep your spine nicely erect. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing really slowly, rhythmically, deeply, so your stomach expands as well as your lungs. Exhale steadily and keep telling yourself to relax. You can either close your eyes or leave your eyes open, and then you will repeat the affirmation 3 times. Okay, now the affirmation that I have, and again you will find this on the PDF, is I, and you fill in your name, Wendy, forgive myself for all things for all things that I may have done to myself, knowingly or unknowingly, willingly or unwillingly, consciously or unconsciously. I forgive myself, I love myself, I'm free. And you say this affirmation 3 times. Well, one of the things that I do know about affirmations, and affirmations are literally the power of your spoken word. And for those of you who really get this and understand this, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you to ponder it. Your words do not come back to you void. Look at your life and you'll be able to see the words that you have spoken. So if this affirmation doesn't resonate with you, because affirmations have to resonate with you to work. Otherwise, you set up a whole different paradigm. Like, oh, I don't really like these words, but I'm going to say them anyway, and blah, 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 blah. And it just spirals into this talk about negativity and yada, yada, this self-talk. So no, if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. Find an affirmation, or better yet, create your own. Okay, the affirmation has to resonate with you, or has to vibe with you at a core level, at an intrinsic core level. Create your own affirmation. One of the things, or a couple of things you need to know when you create your affirmation, it has to be spoken in the present tense. Okay? It has to be spoken in the present tense. Like, I am, I have. I have forgiven myself. I am forgiven. I forgive myself. I am free. It needs to have I am, or at the very minimum I have, and it needs to have the word, of course, forgiveness in it, and it needs to have the word free. I am free. It needs to have the words in it to say that you are free of these bonds that you have or had created for yourself. Don't use I will, I should, I would, I could, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda, I might. Don't use those. That's not helpful. Because what you want is to let your higher self, if you will, your spiritual self, and or the universal creator, let it be known that you have forgiven yourself. It's a done deal. Let it be known that as I walk, as I breathe now, I am a walking, talking, living vibration of forgiveness. Do this every day for the next 21 days. So I will be checking in with the group on Facebook, and feel free to, join the group on Facebook. I'll be checking in with you guys over the next 21 days to see how that's all going, right? I'll be sharing my experiences with you. And if I didn't share my experience with you at the top of the hour, I will share it now as I actually get ready to close this particular podcast out. I want to say maybe about 8-9 years ago, possibly longer. Once, let's see, on December 31st, usually New Year's Eve, I do a meditation, and in that meditation I ask, what is it that I need to work on for the coming year? And that's something that I share with my clientele base, with the people who follow me, with my coaching clients, etc., etc. And this particular year I got the word forgiveness. Well, going to and fro, I wasn't accepting of that. I mean, bump that. I don't think so. And it took me to the 3rd of January to figure out this was really real. This is what it was. A whole slew of things occurred, and I kept getting told that forgiveness was it. So when I finally decided to go with the program, and I don't always, when I finally decided to go with the program, I decided, okay, I'll use the mirror. And the affirmation came to me. It was, like, I, Wendy, forgive myself for all things that I have done to myself, knowingly and unknowingly, willingly and unwillingly, consciously and unconsciously. I forgive myself. I love myself. I'm free. And that affirmation, it just rolled off of my tongue. It rolled out of my imagination into my thought process, off of my tongue. And I had it. It came through once and I had it verbatim. So I went in front of the mirror and I stood up and I was like, okay, right, this is a bit silly, but whatever. And I looked at myself, my eyes were darting back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I don't even know which bloody eye to look at. And then I was like, okay, all right, look at the dominant eye. I looked into my dominant eye, and it was almost like something clicked. I don't know. It was almost like something grabbed me. I repeated the affirmation. And I looked at myself. And the next thing I know, I'm hitting the ground. My legs went. And I started crying. Snot flying, mascara running. It was ugly. I started boo-hooing. I was bawling. But I was crying because I realized that I was carrying around so much junk. I was carrying around so much dead weight. I was carrying around people, places, and things that have no relevance nor any significance in my life anymore. I realized that I was drinking poison and hoping that other people would get sick. I realized that there were people, places, and things that I had to let go. I realized that there were things that I had malice about and rancor about and all these other negative connotations. I realized that my life was being taken up with things that did not matter, but I was allowing to matter. I realized for a long time my mental, emotional, and physical real estate had dilapidated and broken down properties on it. I realized that I had been carrying this weight around, and I was crying and crying hard. And it was the cry hard when it is a relief. And when I got up off of the floor, when I got up off of my bathroom floor, I was a whole new woman. I'm being really honest. I was a whole new woman. I realized how profound and how important forgiveness is in our lives. I realized that in order for me to be able to forgive myself, in order for me to be able to forgive my others, I needed to be able to forgive myself first. So I knew what it felt like. So I knew what it felt like to be forgiven by someone who gives a damn. And then I was able to forgive others. And it didn't mean that I went up to other people and said, remember when you didn't invite me to your sweet 16 party? Well, hey, I forgive you. It's not that kind of, excuse me, guys, it's not that kind of 12-step program. People don't even have to know. People don't even have to know. But at the end of the 21 days, what I will do is I'm going to come back to you guys and I'm going to show you how to apply that technique to actually work with other people, wherein you don't have to go up to them and say a damn thing. Because this is your life is all about you. This is all about you. So anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. And I really do hope that you choose to embrace the 21-day forgiveness program. You'll be surprised how profoundly this can change your life. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, you'll realize how profoundly it can and it will change your life. Again, create and tweak your own affirmation. Make sure it does have I am. Or at the very least, I have, but make sure it has the words forgiveness in there. Very, very important. And also that you are free. If you have any questions about this as you go along, please feel free. You can email me at drwendy D, and that's the letter D @gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. I encourage you to join the group. And guys, I will see you on the flip side. Until next time, guys, I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborn. Peace.